Welcome to the Brick by Brick podcast with Ronald Pauleus, where we talk things real estate and focus on what you need to build a solid foundation for the future you are wanting to build. This episode, I want to talk a little bit about why I am investing in real estate, and I hope to plant some seeds on why you should be thinking about investing in real estate also. You see, the saying goes, all roads in the ancient days led to Rome. My thought today is all wealth leads to real estate. All roads lead to real estate. It's just one of those things that is always around, has always been around. They're not making any more land. And they're continually building on land, improving, bringing it down, taking it to the studs, gutting it, building new ones up, renovating it. People always need a place to stay. And here in America, the demand for housing continues to go up. And so real estate's one of those things that we're always going to have. It's kind of like the food industry, the restaurants, groceries, just things we'll always need. And also the medical industry. We'll always need doctors, hospitals, specialists who could help us with our ills and help us get better. Just one of those things. And so, what are some of the benefits of investing in real estate? Why should you invest in real estate? Why am I investing in real estate? And keep in mind that with all of this, it depends on where you're at. Different people are at different legs of the journey, different parts of the journey. And for a beginner like me, the most important thing, which I'm going to put up here, is cash flow. I'm investing in real estate because I'm wanting to build cash flow. I want a monthly income from rental properties I acquire. And I know it will take a long time before I can replace my current income that I receive right now from my teaching job at a public high school. I know it takes some time to replace that, but right now that's one of my goals. Cash flow. Meaning, and to dive in a little bit into cash flow, what I mean is the monthly income, monthly check that comes in every single month. Remember that story I shared of the thought that entered my mind when I saw my mom giving a check to her landlord back when we were in Miami, Florida. My mom's still there, back when I was there. And the thought occurred to me, it'd be nice to be receiving a check every single month. It'd really be nice. And now I'm at a place that was, wow, maybe 12 years ago, 10 years ago. And now I'm at a place where I see the reality of it. I see the possibility for it. And I'm wanting cash flow. And what I mean is there is gross, meaning every single month, this particular rental property brings in $1,000. Now, a lot of people focus on gross and say, oh, I'm getting $1,000. When you hear of gross income, when you hear of gross profit, think, I don't want it. What you really want to focus on is net. So there's gross profit, and then there's net, meaning what you catch in your pocket. Have you ever had one of those swimming trunks or swimming trunks with net in them, and you go to the beach and you get a bunch of seashells and sand caught in it when you're getting out of the water. That's what you caught. That's what stayed in your pocket. So you're thinking, when you think of a cash flow, net profit, meaning after all expenses are paid, you pay your mortgage, you pay your taxes, you pay your insurance, and then if you have a property manager, you pay them. And then if you are saving for your potential expenses that you'll have in the future, meaning emergencies or things you'll just have to replace in a certain period of time, over a certain period of time, just because of normal wear and tear, you subtract all of that from gross, and then let's just say your net profit is $200, which $200 a month on a rental property is really, really good. And so I am investing because of cash flow. Another reason to invest into real estate is all the tax benefits. Now, there are many, many, many tax benefits. I'm not going to highlight all of them. You might and you should talk to your CPA just to verify these tax benefits. Everyone's situation is different. Every tax benefit applies differently to people in different situations. For instance, like me, I am a high school teacher by day, and so I technically don't qualify as a real estate professional because I'm spending more of my time at a place where I'm at my W-2, if you will, teaching, than I am on my real estate business. Now, I spent a lot of time on my real estate business this summer, but still over the period of the year, I'm spending more time at my W-2. So I won't qualify for a real estate professional designation. And so that's why you need to make sure, talk to your CPA about these things. Make sure that they can qualify. This is not legal or financial advice. And so with the tax benefits, there is one I want to highlight is depreciation. Then the other one I want to highlight is appreciation. Now, keep this in mind. Tax benefits. These are incentives that our government gives us. And when you see the government giving incentives in a certain industry, a certain field, a certain trade, what they're saying is we want to promote, we want to encourage, we want to say, hey, we want more citizens to do more work in this area, whether that's building, whether that's creating, whether that's making more and more things. We want you to, I'm going to mute that. I have all of my things on Do Not Disturb, and my wife, who is one of those people that I have that can reach to me outside of Do Not Disturb, she just texts me. And so the government says, hey, we're incentivizing you to do this, to work in this industry. And so there are big prizes, there are big benefits working and acquiring assets in real estate. And so there's depreciation, right? That means over a period of time, when you, let's say you purchase a property for $275,000, which I think the national average right now is around, the cost of a house that is about $400,000. And so 275 might be low in your area. I'm from Miami, Florida. Went to Bible college at Hope Sound Bible College, and down that Southeast Gomez Avenue on one side of the street was houses that were priced at about $500,000 to $700,000, give or take. And then on the other side was houses priced at millions, because there was water there. And so just water access. And so your place might be different, but for the sake of working numbers and working with this illustration, bear with me here. So let's say you purchase a house for $275,000. The IRS says, based on an algorithm and calculation that they made themselves, awesome. They said over 27.5 years as an investor, you will have poured in that much to renovate, to work on, to fix, to maintain the house that you purchased. And so every year, so you do 275,000 times 27.5. So every year they give you a $10,000 tax benefit, meaning to help offset taxes. And so depending on which tax bracket you're in, it saves you a different amount of real dollars, if you will. And so over a period of time, you will save, or your taxable income will be different, right? Because you have that tax credit. Now, there's a thing called bonus depreciation. And you can take 7 years of that depreciation up front, your first year. And so that's 70,000 you can take on the first year of you acquiring a property that you paid $275,000 for. Now, that doesn't mean you put on the table at the bank $275,000. It means your purchase price is $275,000. However, that loan amount, however that term is worked out. Now, what that means is, let's say you have another business, you have another side hustle. Let's say your wife or your husband has a side business where they milk goats. There are a lot of farmers out here that do that. You run a farm, or you do hair, just something on the side that brings in some income. And let's say you bring in 70,000. Well, or let's just say this, you bring in 10,000. This credit will offset the 10,000 you get from your other side business, because the IRS sees this 27.5, remember that, over a period of time. They see that $10,000 as a loss because you've invested it into your asset to maintain it. This is income from your side business, but because of the credit, they negate each other. And so the IRS says, all right, you made $0 that year because of that benefit. Ask your CPA, it gets crazier. Here's the other thing, appreciation. So depreciation is about not paying so much on taxes and investing it in your asset, investing it into your business so that you can continue to provide good quality housing for others. Appreciation, get this, is about your house increasing in value. So the national average is about 4% a year, or it's 4 to 5% a year over a 100-year time span. I know that 2008 houses plummeted. But in 2020, I heard stories of people buying houses over asking price in cash. Just like, hey, here's $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 over asking price. We want the house right now. So real crazy times. And because of the demand for houses during that time, it became a seller's market. Meaning if you had property, sell, because you'll get top dollar for it. And and a lot of people did. And so there's appreciation, meaning your house is increasing in value over a period of time. The value, and that's equity that's building up. That is how you build generational wealth. That's how you just build wealth. You have a house that one year was $275,000, and a few years it becomes $300,000. It's worth $300,000. So that's increasing, right? You're not getting that every single month like you are in the. I need to get different color set. Like you are in the cash flow, but you are building it in the asset itself with depreciation. And so that's the value there. Another reason, so depreciation, appreciation, several more tax benefits and things that the government says, hey, we want you in this industry. We need you to do affordable housing. We need you to make houses, build houses, all these different things. Here's some incentives. Go do it. And so the other reason that I am investing in real estate, you should consider it too, is leverage. Meaning you could have assets, have houses that you have as rentals, whether it's a long-term rental, mid-term rental, or short-term rental. And you can use them to buy other houses. What do you mean by that? Well, it's kind of like Monopoly. That's an old game. I remember one time playing it in North Carolina with a friend, and it was just me and him. We got everyone else out, and it's probably a 2-hour game. It was long. We're playing a game, and it gets to a point where I owned all of the property besides Boardwalk, and he had about all the cash. So what happened was we just kept printing money, just printing money, and so it just made the game really, really long. But kind of like Monopoly, you get your first red house, you get your second red house, and then you build up to a hotel, motel, and you just have that to continue going. In real life, though, let's say you are acquiring properties. You get 2 here, you get 3, and you need to do anything crazy. Get 1 a year, 1 at 1 a quarter. And what you do is, as you build, you get 3, you get 4, you get 5. Then you start to get into negotiations. Let's say there's another real estate investor who has a few duplexes they're wanting to offload. They want to get rid of. And you got your 4 or 5. You can leverage the ones you have to get into the duplexes that this real estate investor, let's just say they're an old man, they're ready for retirement, they're done managing the properties themselves because they're real old school, and they are wanting to get out of it. You got your 5. Let's say it's 2020, where interest rates are 1%. I think I saw one that was like 1.9%, 2%, 3%. Golden interest rates. And this person's wanting to get rid of their duplexes, cash out refinance. Have you heard of that? Crazy. So a cash out refinance is essentially where, let's just say you have a house that is worth $100 or $100,000. It'd be nice to have houses worth $100. And you want to cash out refinance. Meaning you want to pull out the equity, as much as equity as you can of the house, and use it to buy the duplexes. So you go to a bank, several banks do it. There's several national lenders. It's a real popular thing. It's not anything that's not being done on the world stage. And so you cash out refinance, and typically some people do 80% loan to value, 70%, meaning they'll go up to 80 or 70% of what the house is worth, and you can get that out in cash. And people use that for several things. So 70%, meaning you can go to the bank and say, hey, I want to cash out refinance, and they'll give you $70,000. Here's the amazing thing. Are you ready to have your mind blown? I'm just trying to prepare you for this moment. The IRS sees this as debt, which it is, because you're going to have to pay it back. Debt is not taxable. Boom. I'm going to say that one more time. Debt is not taxable. You're gonna have to pay that back. That is not money that you use scooping off snow off of the neighbor's lot. It's not money you earned mowing grass. It's debt. You're gonna have to pay that back. And debt is not taxable. And so you've cash out refi for 70%. You got $70,000. And let's say this person's is willing to seller finance you a portion of the purchase for the duplexes he's selling you. And let's say he has 5. Let's just say he has 7. And he wants a $10,000 down payment for each one. You just purchased 7 duplexes for $70,000. And it wasn't a dime of yours. Why? Because you leveraged the asset you already had to acquire more. Leverage is amazing. I forget who said it. Was it Newton? Or was it Isaac? Isaac. I forgot who said it. Anyways, forgot who said it. But somebody said, give me a large enough lever and I will move the world. Leverage is an amazing, amazing thing. The other reason that you and the other reason I'm wanting to get into real estate is because of debt or loan pay down. I plan to have tenants in these properties, and so they're going to be the ones paying down my debt. Robert Kiyosaki, he says this, which really helped my framework of debt and understanding debt, because I grew up in a household where money was just used, right? Didn't have the structure of a budget. And then I got into Dave Ramsey, and he talks about budgeting, every dollar budget app, and make sure you know where every single dollar goes. And he talks about debt, and he says debt is bad. Cash is king. There's a little bit more nuance there. Started reading Robert Kiyosaki, and he said, you want to know the difference between good debt and bad debt? What do you think it is? He said, bad debt bad debt is debt you pay off with your own blood, sweat, and tears. And he said good debt is that someone else pays off for you with their own blood, sweat, and tears. Wow. I thought that was profound because it makes sense. And so the other reason I'm wanting to get into real estate is because of debt loan pay down. For 30 years, somebody else is going to be paying off this house that I acquire. And I'll repair it here and there. I'll make fixes and do all that is necessary. A tenant will move out. Different things will happen. But at some point, that debt will be completely wiped out. And I own it free and clear unless I continue to leverage it. Think about it like this in regards to the debt loan pay down. It's like buying a business and the business pays itself for you. In other words, you purchase this business and the owner who is selling you the business says, hey, I want this amount every single month for this amount of years. And the business produces more than what he wants. And so you walk away with a little cash and the business pays him and there's no additional money out of your pocket. And so with debt and loan pay down, somebody else is paying it off. Sometimes you don't get a rental that cash flows. That is okay. It's okay depending on where you're at in these steps. But there you go. There you have it. Debt pay down, leverage, tax benefits, appreciation, depreciation, cash flow. But the other one I want to highlight, you didn't know there was more, did you? Is stories. Each piece of real estate has a story. Every home, every house, every duplex, triplex, every single one has a story on how they came to be, on how the homeowner why the homeowner currently has it, why they want to sell. Oh, if I could tell you the stories of the families I'm working with in the different situations they find themselves in, your jaw would drop. Like, wow, crazy situations. I'm trying to rack my brain on a story I could share. Yeah. I'll wait on that. But stories. Everyone has a story you can tell another time that will help you acquire more real estate. People connect with stories. People love stories. And stories that can encourage you and fuel you to keep doing it. I'm specifically helping families in foreclosure situations. And I've ran into several families who need probate help. I mean, they literally they don't have the $5,000 to pay for probate. Come in and help them and just work out a situation where they would have lost it because of a tax sale, because of a foreclosure, because of liens, whatever it was. Come in and help. Each one has a story and each one is valuable. And so these are the different reasons why I'm investing, why you should consider investing. And although not all of these are about the dollars you can get in that exact moment, meaning cash flow, each one builds wealth. No doubt. Like I said, all roads lead to Rome back in the day, and all roads lead to real estate today.